Keep trying. I wonder if I have to accept all these. Oh, these are the supposed Epstein Files posted by Laura Loomer. So many people are. Uh, Please don't be a scam. This was Pam Bondi's message earlier today to Cash Patel saying that she did not receive all the files from somewhere in New York. That's all over Twitter if you guys want to read that. But let's see the files, if there is anything. Is there no way to flip this? Is this the stuff that I've already seen? Oh my god, this is so annoying. They gotta give me the ability to fucking rotate this. Ugh. Bruh. Original document PDF. Oh! This will let me rotate. Perfect. Just leave those. This might be the stuff that we've already seen. Publicly released on US. Yeah. Oh, this sucks because you can't copy. You can't. Or Command F search these. This is all old, hot garbage. What was the island called? What? Little St. Jeff's. They probably labeled it LSJ. Which one was it? What did Epstein label his island as? In 3 letters. L. It's gotta be LSJ. Most flights. Bedford, Mass has an airport. Teterboro. That's New Jersey. Okay. Or Manhattan. Oh, 12 miles from. Alright, it is New Jersey. This must be Teterboro or something. I thought Jeff's Island was something else. Little St. James. That was Little St. Jeff. Little St. Jeff's. Alright, Little St. James, they nicknamed it Little St. Jeff's. Alright. I think we're getting into that. This is all redacted. Nice. There's gotta be. That's annoying. I'm not sure what this even is. Are these alphabetical? Yeah, these are all alphabetical. Is my last name? No. Tom Hanks not there. The only name I know for a fact was on some of the flight logs was Donald Trump. So if it's not here, I don't know what this is referring to then. Ivana and Ivanka. This Blaine and Robert Trump. Chris Tucker. Where's Donald Trump's name? Whatever. Don't even know what these names are coming from. Say Barack. It's Obama. No. What I do? This is where I already was, yeah. I think it goes back into another alphabetical order. Donald Trump. Why are they circling their names? Squaring their names. Ooh. Cool. Joan Wee Bruno. Triple stars. Secret Service personnel escorting Mr. Brock. Oh. Former Prime Minister of Israel? Are these like important email addresses? Masseuses? Completely redacted. So just to be clear, these don't label anything. So other than important email addresses, I have no clue what this is for. But 3 stars means something. Scouting, where I see a former Prime Minister of Israel. They even use the word underage girls. Wow. David Cook, Palm Beach. What does it say? Motherfucked pie? Former model and something pick? Motherfucked pick. David Copperfield. Wait, I just noticed that. David Copperfield. I don't know what this is, so I might be reacting to absolutely nothing right now. Masseuses. Complete. Oh my, how many? Oh my god. Let's say 532. Nope. Is this it? Oh my god. If I print this out and hold it up to the light, you think I can see through it? This page seems like the only thing irrelevant. Let's check out Twitter, see what people are saying. Oh my god. My computer cannot handle this. Okay. People are very upset that, I mean, rightfully so, that the Epstein binder was just given to influencers, and that's how they get released. Like, influencers are just gonna let them do that. This is so funny. Oh, someone did a Google. Oh, I wonder if people are gonna like edit this. No, it's the same thing. Actually, I probably should have read the table of contents. Page is this 217. Visitors massage. That's Are these items that they bought? Red rope. Hell yeah. Oh my god. Girl pick nude book. Dude, there's so much red rope. Wait, red rope? Is that actually just red rope? Oh, they ask for cassettes and CDs. Black woman's cowboy boots, size 8. Four massage tables. Blueprints. No clue what this is referring to. I mean, I'm assuming stuff that they had on the island. Stuff that was taken by the FBI or CIA or whoever. An Austrian passport. Oh, just not. Epstein's just a random one. Hard drives. Too white. Jeez. Women old photos box. Old? There's old and new photos? Oh my god. Vibrators, butt plugs, cuffs, dildos, leash, condoms, nurse cap, stethoscope. Oh, okay. Jesus. Butt plug. So I'm just laughing at this because this is atrocious. And then it's nurse cap and stethoscope. Butt plug. Oh my god. The fact that they documented this so extensively. My god. Like these gotta say a little St. James, LSJ, like it's gotta somewhere. Someone will crack that code. I'm not gonna put the time into it. I can't believe I'm looking at Laura Loomer for updates. Is that some of them were given right wing social media operatives? They turn it. Yeah. It's only these people that it was given to? 5 people? Jeez. 5 people who are just full of spreading misinformation. That's who you want to give it to? Some Twitter misinformation bots? Some Russian plants? Donald Trump needs some real vetting in his admin. Oh, now we're realizing that his admin needs to be vetted. Now we're realizing that his admin is probably incompetent. Pam Blondie. Dude, I love when the right turn on each other. That's so funny. Make them. The real smoking gun documents are being withheld. Okay, yeah. So this is extremely superficial. I mean, we already saw them. We already know it's superficial. It's nothing but names. Surprised not to find any. What is this? Nature was initially handed over to her. It was. But he said something wasn't right with the documents. What does that mean? Something wasn't right with the documents. Is that what she said, or is that what this person is writing?
Stuff is blowing up as it should be, and I wanted to open the Epstein Files binder and show you what's in it, because this whole exercise is about transparency, and I wanted to address some of your concerns, but I want to start with what happened this morning. So this morning I was at the White House meeting with President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance and Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel, and they presented us with, let me show you. They presented us with a couple of things that I want to show you, and you'll have to forgive the background. We are right now in the airport, and they presented us with this binder. Now, this is the binder that I posted.
She's in the airport with. Okay, well, it's no longer classified.
Picture of.
I almost lost it.
You saw that? Millions of people saw that. It says on the front, the Epstein Files Phase 1, by order of Attorney General Pamela Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel, the most transparent administration in history, the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Now, what's interesting is we're all waiting for bombshells, we're all waiting for juicy stuff, and that's not what's in this binder. That's not what's in this binder at all. And that's exactly how the Attorney General presented it to us. She handed us this binder and she said, the President of the United States, Donald Trump, has given me an order to declassify the Epstein Files, and I have been quickly working on doing just that because we want to be the most transparent administration in history. We know that as of a week ago, she went on, I believe it was Fox News, and said that she had the Epstein Files.
Oh, this isn't Pam Bondi. Wait, what the fuck? Am I crazy? Is someone just looks like Pam Bondi? Yeah, this is not Pam Bondi. This is just some random.
On her desk, and when I think it was Jesse Waters asked her, well, is there anything, have you found anything juicy yet? She said, not yet. So her message to me when she handed me this binder was, we expected to release bombshells. We expected to find the dark stuff, the dirty stuff, the names of the people that were involved in what Epstein was doing. And when these files were put on my desk, and she was relating how she looked through them, she said, it wasn't what I was expecting. And I said, is this it? Is this is it? And she said, something is not right here. Now, just because she had that feeling, she still wanted to not only fulfill the president's order to release these, she wanted to do it in a timely manner. And so they prepared this binder. This is the most correct.
Okay, the only reason I watched that was because I thought it was Pam Bondi. Whoops, waste of time. So these are just claims that this person, Liz Wheeler, is making about Pam Bondi. I mean, I could say stuff about this, but I don't know if this stuff came directly from. I'm just not trusting whoever this person is. All right, shut up. Blah, 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 blah. Epstein Files. So it was Epstein's phone book. That's why it was listed in all those ways. Okay, so it was just a phone book. Ivana and Ivanka Trump were on there. Wow. Let's see what Pam Bondi says. Nothing. Most people are talking about how it was released. Rather rather than what was released. I mean, the what is not much. These are talking about flight logs. All right, yeah. There's not really much to cover on this. Nothing burger. Yeah, literally. All right, well, we're going to move on from Epstein stuff because there's really not much to it. Everything is. I wonder if this is the same. That's a House GOP. All right. House Judiciary GOP. I just want to make sure I'm getting the right documents because if I'm did they delete them? Nope. Nice. I should have just fucking read that. Is this the girl who made the video? I wonder which one. This guy's got to be Libs of TikTok. That guy's got to be Libs of TikTok. Oh, Scott Pressler. That's probably one of these two here. All right. Well, anyways, moving on from the lack of Epstein information. I did want to talk about some stuff with Elon Musk. He was talking about taking over the FAA. So do I have is this tweet right here? No. Here, let me pull up the tweet. Elon Musk today said, to be clear, the Verizon communication system to air traffic control is breaking down very rapidly. The FAA assessment is single-digit months to catastrophic failure, putting air traveler safety at serious risk. The Starlink terminals are being sent at no cost to taxpayer on an emergency basis to restore air traffic control connectivity. All right. Objectively, what is happening here is Elon Musk is saying he wants to replace Verizon with Starlink. That is objectively what he's saying. That is all we know for sure. We can speculate on a lot of things. The big thing to speculate about is this a conflict of interest? My answer is, how can it not be? This guy is managing the extension of the government. He's managing Doge, the thing that is destroying so many programs of the government, which in itself is a conflict of interest because he has so many contracts with the government. So why should he have control over this stuff? And now he's openly saying, "Oh, I want to get rid of Verizon and I would put Starlink in for the FAA, so I have control over it." That is a huge conflict of interest. He's already making $8 million a day off government contracts, and then he comes in and he says he wants to gut the FAA. Well, at least it's internet or whatever, and replace it with Starlink. He wants to put his own company in charge. He is coming into the government, gutting it, so he can put his own company in there. He might as well just walk in to the Federal Reserve banks and take stacks and stacks of money. That's essentially what he's doing. He was just put in place, and now he's putting his own company. People are saying they have billions and billions of dollars, so how can they be greedy? This is greedy as fuck. This is greedy as fuck. And the reason why I'm so up in arms about this is that he's just saying this. I have no reason to believe that this is true. I have no reason to believe that there's an emergency. He's just saying this. He's just a guy saying this. Yeah, he's the richest person in the world, and he's had a lot of success. Like, good for him. Does that all of a sudden make him a reliable source on saying that there's an emergency with no proof? No, it absolutely does not. That's why this is such a conflict of interest. He's putting his own company in there. If a firefighter came up, pointed to a house, and was like, hey, there's a fire on that house, and I looked over and there's no fire, should I still trust him because he's a firefighter? If a plumber comes to your house and they're like, go in there to fix the sink, they fix the sink, and then they're also like, hey, actually, your your toilet is broken. I need to fix that right now. It's going to cost a lot of money. I need to fix it right now. To be fair, he says it's at no cost. Maybe. I don't trust even that it's going to be no cost. I mean, like, it's not going to increase our taxes. The taxes are on a policy base by what Trump has made it or will make it. So that doesn't change. We'll still be paying the same amount of tax for this. So saying that there's no cost, it's like, yeah, obviously, like, you don't control the taxes. It's still a conflict of interest because he would be the one making money. The situation is extremely dire. Yeah, okay, guy. I did not see this community note earlier. Corrected his statement. Correction: the ancient system is rapidly declining in capability. L3 Harris. Your system is not yet operational. Is from Verizon. No context, no evidence. Like, yeah, it might have been antiquated for a long time, but you should be able to prove that it's broken in some way, because it's very suspicious that this guy comes in and suddenly, after working fine in the last administration, it's now not working, and now you have to put in your own company. People are saying you'll charge for the service. More speculation, we'll see. Helping the federal government for free. He just wants to make his own money. So definitely a conflict of interest. It's the classic Trump playbook. Create a problem so you can fix it. Trump comes in, says Elon is going to be in charge of the bureaucracy, of gutting the bureaucracy. So they fire a ton of FAA employees. Planes start to crash, and now Elon comes in and is saying, actually, the system is broken. Dude, you guys created this problem. And now you're trying to say that it's outdated Verizon? It possibly is. Why should I believe that, though? We should not believe that. You need to be presented with proof, with evidence. That is the scientific method. You can't just say shit. The New Republic.com was covering this. The federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, is reportedly planning to ditch a contract with Verizon in favor of Starlink. The move would be a blow to the tech. No kidding, it would make him a fuck ton of money being in charge of the planes. Overhauling communication. Well, at least being in charge of the planes. Being in charge of the communication system, at least, which is still a huge role. Yeah, Doge being granted a lot of power, of course. That's what makes this the conflict of interest. But the move increases amongst many conflicts of interest. This is probably the biggest conflict of interest. This proves that Musk can get whatever he wants from the Trump administration while claiming to overhaul government agencies in favor of greater efficiency. Right, exactly. That's all it is. It's a claim. There's no evidence. It's just a claim. It's just saying, hey, this is what's happening. Why would we believe it? Why would we believe that plumber that's saying it's broken? Okay, show me it's broken. Elon Musk also complaining if my computer loads. Uh-oh. Trying to live stream with a laptop is not efficient. I need Doge to come in and gut this shit. Oh, this is bad. It's really going. Let's see if getting rid of these helps. Elon also tweeting today, it might make sense to increase compensation for Congress and senior government employees to reduce the forcing function for corruption, as the latter might be as much as 1,000 times more expensive to the public. So he's saying it might be 1,000 more times expensive to the public. It might be 1,000 more times more expensive for there to be corruption. Okay, the corrupt being Congress members being paid by lobbyists, that being the corruption, or we can just increase their salaries and it'll decrease the reason for people in Congress to look for compensation from lobbyists. That makes a lot of sense. I am in favor of that. So why is this so controversial, to me at least? It's controversial to me because in December, 2 months ago, Elon was complaining and lying, complaining about possible increases in salary for Congress members. In December, I was saying the same thing. Just to vouch for myself, I'm being consistent. But it's very controversial to me because Elon is not being consistent at all. And it's really just so blatantly obvious that they just say stuff to say stuff. So it just boils my blood to see Elon just say all this shit. And this is his tweet in December 18th, 2024. How can this call a continuing resolution if it includes a 40% pay increase for Congress? They just say shit to say shit. This was 2 months ago. 2 months ago. Just saying shit to say shit. Matt Gaetz. Actually, let me see if Matt Gaetz commented on this one too. That'd be hilarious. People are calling for term limits in Congress. I think they were calling for term limits here too, which is funny. Comment section being... Yeah, term limits. That's so funny. Comment section, consistent. Elon, not. Elmo, not consistent. Disgusting. Yeah, I bet Cat Turd is saying it's amazing. What a great idea. Let's see if they replied to this. If Cat Turd replied, it'd be up top here. Probably not. They don't want to show that they flip-flop too. This is common sense. I really want to see the same people commenting in these posts. Elon is flip flopping. Gunther Eagleman. Is he on here? So funny. I wonder if they're avoiding commenting. Congress does not deserve a single dime. Let's see if Nick Sorter is on here. No. Who did I say it was? I wasn't Gunther Eagleman. Matt Van Swol. No, doesn't look like they're on here either. Anyways, just less reason to trust Elon. So it's really annoying when you see stuff like this and people just listen to Elon without checking anything. Twitter has such a stranglehold over people's lives. Elon can just do shit like this with a tweet. I wonder if Gunther Eagleman was on this one. Gunther. Dude, I swear these people are avoiding commentating on these. Commenting on these. Just to be clear, Elon, this is a lie. There was no 40% increase for Congress. It was 4%, or to be more specific, 3.8%. Not sure where he's getting these extra zeros from. He does the same thing with Doge, getting some extra zeros to say 8 billion instead of 8 million. Elon also complaining about the New York Times, quote unquote, exposing all his workers. Musk, the champion of transparency. This person commented, sorry, do you think government workers should be able to operate completely anonymously and in secret? Kind of like the deep state? Absolutely hilarious. Elon Musk is always like, we need transparency. One, he doesn't show transparency with Doge. He says a lot of stuff on Twitter. He's not transparent. He says stuff. He's not transparent. He never shows evidence for anything. A bunch of assholes. He also says we need to be nice on Twitter. New York Times is pure propaganda. Here's the article that New York Times published because they are transparent. Whoa, holy voice crack. Because they are transparent. Elon Musk says he is, but he's not. So the New York Times has got you, Elon. They're doing this for you. You want to be transparent? Here you go. Here you go. Amy Gleason supposedly in charge, quote unquote. Musk being a advisor. Doge allies, whatever that means. But the important part is the individual descriptions down here. Some controversial people. The kid who got fired and rehired, for example. I forget his name, but we'll see him. It wasn't this guy. This is another controversial guy. I think this is Big Balls. I think he's 19. Yeah, graduated high school last year. This kid's 19. A coder who interned at Neuralink. Cool. Fired from another internship at a tech firm after an investigation into the leaking of internal information. This guy got fired because he was leaking information, and now we're putting him in charge of people's most secret information. Who's the other guy? I think it was this guy. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is the guy who said, he said something about Indians. Like, can we just what did he say? I think they said, can we normalize Indian hate? And he got fired and then rehired. No government experience. I mean, like, the 19-year-old doesn't have government experience either. Oh, this is funny. I just read that. Prescribes ketamine therapy. That's so funny. We need to get some sunglasses for Elon. Yeah. So this, like, literally, like, two sentences or one. This 2 sentences about someone, one sentence about another person, and Elon is freaking out. Super transparent guy. Super transparent. I wonder if they. No, they don't say it. Normalize Indian hate. One of them said normalize Indian hate. Got fired and then got rehired. So just a bunch of stuff that Elon is freaking out about. Just want to make that transparent for you guys that that is what it is. Nothing more than a freak out and lies. I want to talk about RFK as well and what he's been doing. Targeting drugs. So, oh my gosh, I have so much to say about RFK. I think I'm going to start with I think he means well. I don't know if he's doing this on purpose. Like, he is just a chronic and pathological chronically and pathologically cites research incorrectly. He'll read a paper and then just, like, make up some shit and then be like, I got it from this paper. Methyl blue is super helpful for you. Oh yeah. Okay, so much to get into. Health and Human Services, RFK, blah blah blah, made psychiatric drugs a focus of his review of the country's childhood chronic disease crisis, claiming that they have been insufficiently scrutinized and are addictive. What I meant earlier by saying, like, I think he means well is because he has the right idea on this a lot of stuff. Like, we have to scrutinize drugs. Like, that's fair. Drugs can be and are dangerous. So I don't mind that. Except that he has no clue what he's doing because he doesn't read research properly. Either he doesn't read research properly or he's just making up. I honestly have no clue. I'm trying to be hopeful. Talking about ADHD drugs, depression, ADHD, obviously, Adderall, that absolutely can be addictive. We have doctors for a reason keeping up with people. It's not a perfect system. It can certainly get better, I'm sure. 50% are now on Adderall or some other form of ADHD medication. Even higher percentage are on SSRIs and benzos. We're not just over-medicating our children, we are over-medicating our entire population. The exact rate at which American youths are using ADHD medications is hard to ascertain. Kennedy may have been referring to results of this survey released in 2023 that found 15% of high school students reported using a stimulant or non-stimulant ADHD medication. Some of the possible factors that we will investigate were formerly taboo or insufficiently scrutinized, he added. Nothing is going to be off limits, blah, 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 blah. Psychiatric drugs, environmental issues like microplastic. Yeah, fair, good mission, love it. Target the microplastic. Still scary to have them in charge, though. The commission has 100 days to produce a report on what is known and what questions remain regarding the childhood chronic disease crisis, including international comparisons. Kennedy has claimed that selective SSRIs can be more addictive than heroin. Insane claim to make, which he is a long-time recovering addict. Yeah, so he did heroin for a long time, and he fortunately recovered. Good for him for recovering. SSRIs are definitely not more addictive than heroin. And he's linking them to school shootings. He avoided denouncing this belief about shooting during his confirmation hearings, only saying, I don't think anyone can answer that question. Yeah, but if you say it, shouldn't you have the answer, big guy? If you say it, you need to have the answer to that stuff. You can't just say, these drugs lead to kids massacring other kids. Um, yeah, so saying exactly. So this person is basically saying, out of context, it's not good. Those statements, in my perspective, don't address the reality of psychiatric treatment. Yeah, it's just because then it makes kids probably think, maybe I shouldn't medicate myself, or adults think maybe I shouldn't medicate my children. Maybe I shouldn't bring them to a doctor when they absolutely should. Um, these medications are not addictive and they're not at all like heroin. Correct. They're not like heroin. They're not addictive like heroin is. People use them for different reasons, so they're not as addictive as narcotics. um, there's some concern, even more so in the field, that many children with depression and mental health disorders do not get access to mental health services that they need. And that includes the comprehensive treatment that we would recommend, which is beyond just SSRIs, but also therapy and other supports. But anyways, my point being that I'm trying to be hopeful on RFK's message, but his approach is horrible. Just because he just doesn't know things. There needs to be a doctor in his position. He's not a doctor. He doesn't read research correctly, and I'm kind of just saying this stuff. I'm just kind of some random guy saying this stuff. In the future, we'll go over some examples of that when he gives us more examples to talk about. Methyl blue being one of them, just right off the top of my head. Methyl blue, there's no research of oral intake of that drug being helpful. That's what he took on the plane. So if anyone needs a reference, that's an example of he takes that drug. He was seen taking it on a plane, and there's no benefits found to it. At least there's no research done for oral administration that leads to significant benefits. Not to say that methyl blue is not beneficial in other cases and other uses, but that's just an example of him not knowing what he's doing. Also, he's taking a stance on vaccines. He put a freeze on funding to an alternative COVID vaccine led by the company Vaxart. So we put a freeze on it. So they're already allocated 240 million, but the rest of it was paused. While it's crucial that the Department of Health and Human Services support pandemic preparedness, 4 years the Biden administration failed oversight have made it necessary to review agreements for vaccine production, including Vaxart's. Inherently, this is not bad. Like he said in the last one, he wants to scrutinize these things. Still scary. I'm going to keep repeating that. It's still scary to have this guy scrutinizing things when he just completely misrepresents everything. He has a very high batting average for misrepresenting information. So once again, I like his idea. He's just not the guy for it. I look forward to working with Vaxart and medical experts to ensure this work produces safe, effective, and fiscal-minded vaccine technology. Awesome. That being said, why are we pausing this then? If we want to, create better, safer vaccines, don't pause it. Just keep going and review it while it's going. Meanwhile, the FDA's vaccines are scheduled to meet in March. This is the really bad part. Meanwhile, the FDA's vaccines and related biological products advisory committee, or VRBPAC, was scheduled to meet in March to discuss the strains that would be included in next season's flu shots. But federal officials told the committee in an email Wednesday that the meeting was canceled. Said committee member Dr. Paul Offit, director of the Vaccine Education Center at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. So why is this so bad that they're canceling a meeting about a flu shot for next season? Flu shots change every single year. We are constantly battling the evolution of the flu. The flu is a virus that evolves. Viruses evolve they get better at getting around our immune system. So we need different vaccines for this. Okay, there are going to be different triggers that come up every year that we need to keep solving for and creating new vaccines for. So if we don't plan for that and we don't have flu shots next fall, we're fucked. So many people are going to die from the flu. The flu is way worse than people think it is. People die anyways from the flu. A lot of people die from it. 86 children and 19,000 adults have died. Relatively speaking, that's not a lot of people because the whole country is like vaxxed with the flu pretty much. If people don't have access to a good flu vaccine in the fall, or if it's delayed even, then that's going to take more lives. So I'm interested in seeing what the numbers are. Now we see 86 children and 19,000 adults dead. I actually want to write that down so I can compare that to next year. So this is 2025. February 2025 deaths. And I'll compare that again next February to see what it's like. Okay. So absolutely no reason to cancel the vaccines. That is the worst part about it. Kennedy will constantly say he's not anti-vaccine. He is anti-vaccine. He is anti-vaccine. His message is, I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm just anti-deadly or harmful vaccine. He doesn't know which ones are harmful or not. Once again, he misrepresents research. As I keep listening to myself, it's more difficult to think like, oh, he's not doing this maliciously. He's just doing this and he's just dumb. Because now I'm thinking like, even if he's not dumb about it, or even if he's not malicious about it, he's still dumb about it, which is not good. like he's still committed. If someone has a smile on their face while they shoot someone, oops, I didn't mean to pull the trigger. They're still doing it. Oh my god, scary stuff with RFK. Trump talking about golden visas or gold cards, visa programs. So let's listen to what he says about this.
It's sort of a green card plus, and it's a path to citizenship. We're going to call it the gold card, and I think it's going to be very treasured. I think it's going to do very well, and we're going to start selling hopefully in about 2 weeks. Now, just so you understand, if we sell 1 million, right, 1 million, that's $5 trillion, 5 trillion. If we sell 10 million, which is possible, 10 million, highly productive.
If you sell 1 million, that would be $50 trillion.
People coming in, or people that we're going to make productive. They'll be young, but they're talented, like a talented athlete. That's $50 trillion. That means our debt is totally paid off, and we have $15 trillion above that. And now, I don't know that we're going to sell that many. Maybe we won't sell many at all, but I think we're going to sell a lot, because I think
Maybe, I don't know how many we're going to sell. Well, maybe we won't sell many at all. I think we're going to sell
really
a
is
lot.
a thirst.
Oh my gosh. I got to replay that.
Sell that many. Maybe we won't sell many at all, but I think we're going to sell a lot, because I think there really is a thoroughly paid off, and we have $15 trillion above that. And now, I don't know that we're going to sell that many. Maybe we won't.
I don't know that we're going to sell
Won't sell many at all, but I think we're going to sell a
lot.
lot, because I think there really is a thirst.
God.
No other country can do this, because people don't want to go to other countries. They want to come here. Everybody wants to come here.
Everyone wants to come here. Okay, assuming every single person wants to come here. Trump says $10 million would solve the debt. let's see how realistic that is. So I wrote down, I don't have it on the screen, but I wrote down the math. Oh, actually no, I do have the numbers here. How many people there could possibly be buying the gold card visa? It costs $5 million. So let's be clear on this. No one with $5 million is going to be buying the visa. If you have $5 million, that is your entire net worth. So they will not do that. So a good starting point would be if they have $10 million. I think that is a safe number to say, okay, maybe people with $10 million will buy the visa. Okay, so let's do some math here. Around the world, this is global. There is around 2.8 million people that have $10+ million. That is around the world. Now, how many of those live in the U.S.? About 40% of them live in the U.S., which means 60% live outside of the U.S. 60% is 1.7 million. Okay, so there are $1.7 million outside. Oh, 1.7 million people living outside the U.S. who have $10+ million. So the maximum possible amount of visas we're going to sell are 1.7 million, which would be a lot of money. It still wouldn't solve our debt problem. That would be what, 1.7 times 5 be 8.5 trillion. 8.5 trillion, like that's no small number. But they also just increased the deficit by 4.5 million. So who's to say they're not going to do it in the future? And that's considering every single person with 10 million plus outside the U.S. Wants to come. And now we need to think about how many people even do want to come. And even if they do want to come, are they going to pay $5 million to come? Or are they just going to come on a normal visa? Or are they just going to come as a visitor for 90 days or whatever? You know, there's nothing requiring people to come to the U.S. Yeah, people might find it desirable. But we can't expect every single person to do it. Very few people are going to take this offer. So is it really going to make a dent in our debt? No, it's not. So you might be thinking, well, then what the hell is the reason for this? What the hell is the reason for these visas? I don't know. Could be a lot of things. We can only speculate. There's no hard and fast evidence of anything, but something we could speculate on. Trump made a comment to a reporter. I don't have the video of it, but I do have the quote. Reporter asked, would a Russian oligarch be eligible for a gold card? Trump said, yeah, sure. I know some Russian oligarchs that are nice people. So this is speculation. However, given that comment, I know some really good Russian oligarchs who would love to come here. Is this just a way to get Trump's business partners in the U.S. and allow them to do business cheaply? $5 million isn't cheap, but to billionaires, it's definitely cheap. $5 million is pennies to billionaires. As a reminder, he's got friends in Russia, Russian oligarchs. They got at least hundreds of billions. Putin is his friend, clearly. He's got friends in Saudi Arabia who, you know, Saudi Arabian princes known for being mega rich. So this is all speculation. There's no hard and fast evidence, but it's definitely very suspicious. He's saying This could wipe out the debt. Mathematically, it's not going to wipe out the debt. And like that's an easy calculation that I did in like 10 minutes of looking at a source. Well, 10 minutes of finding the source, then doing the math. Okay, I'm not that slow. It's not going to wipe out the debt. So what else is it for? When he makes comments like allowing Russian oligarchs to do business in the U.S., it kind of makes that speculation a little more plausible. Maybe it could be good for the economy, but I'm more concerned with villainous people coming in and tearing apart our democracy. So that's what I'm going to focus on. Oh, Donald, you math wizard, you've done it again. Sell 10 million of these shiny new gold card pieces, but who wouldn't pay top dollar for a VIP pass to the land of the free? At $5 million a pop, that's 50 trillion. Easy peasy, debt wiped out. Oh gosh, this is a long one. Plus a cool $15 trillion left to build a solid Trump tower too. Like who's buying or how you even pull this off without crashing the economy into a glittery ditch? Trump's got a calculator and a dream. Next stop, $1 trillion NFT trading cards. Yeah. I mean, this country's pretty doomed if we got mathematicians like Trump in charge. Last thing on the docket today, Andrew Tate, which leaving this to the end because I don't want to focus on this guy. We all know he's a piece of shit. Well, it's not just Andrew Tate, but his brother Tristan Tate with a grin in the back. They have now left. They've left Romania. They landed in Florida, I think, earlier today. No, it was probably yesterday. This was posted at 6:35. But they're in America. They were stuck in Romania pending rape and sex trafficking charges in Romania. And it's so funny because now all the Republicans, Ron DeSantis is coming out saying, we don't want these people here. I don't know anything about these guys, but they're not good guys. Which is total opposite. So, Ron DeSantis saying they're not good guys. However, we also have people like, I don't know, the president who's been alleged to commit sex crimes and has been found civilly liable of sexual abuse. And he was caught on tape saying he grabs women by the pussy. So you have a guy that looks like that and many, many women and all the Epstein stuff that comes out. You have all this dirt on Trump and people are saying, oh, it's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt. And then the Tate brothers come to America and they're like, these guys are horrible. Just another example of Republicans not having consistency, not having a shred of dignity. They just say shit to say shit. They just say shit to, whatever sounds good at the time. Now, to be clear, they're still in trial, so we don't know for sure if they are human traffickers or not. My position is, and will always be, we will find the answers when the trial is over. We can't come to any conclusions beforehand. They need to go through the process, innocent until proven guilty. Now, it's definitely not a good look. That is something to consider. Do they have a history of being dirtbags? Absolutely. That is something to consider. I'm not saying that they're good people. And I'm not going to give you a probability that they are sex traffickers. And I believe the same thing for Trump. He's alleged to do a lot of things. And if he is innocent, he should be fine with going through these trials. The Tate brothers should be fine with going through these trials if they are innocent. Matter of fact, speed them up, especially if you're innocent. Speed them the fuck up, you know? So the attitude for Trump is it's a witch hunt. The attitude for the Tate brothers is we don't like them. Um, and it's funny because the Tate brothers use the same rhetoric that Trump does. My brother and I are largely misunderstood. Um, Trump would say stuff like, people just don't understand me, and his supporters would say the same thing. You guys just don't understand Trump. You don't understand that he's trolling, he's joking. Continuing, there's a lot of opinions about us that go around on the internet. We've yet to be convicted of any crimes in our lives ever. We have no criminal record anywhere on the planet. Donald Trump, of course. Oh, I'm unaware of the matter, but I'll look into it. As if he doesn't know who Andrew Tate is. There's no comments here from DeSantis, but I urge you to go look at those and compare them to what people say about Trump. And it's definitely not a good look that they're kind of, it almost seems like they're fleeing Romania. But the big picture is like all of a sudden people alleged of sex trafficking are not okay people. There was a lot of support around Donald Trump, a lot of support around Matt Gaetz by Republicans for this, but now they don't support other people accused of the same stuff. Ultimately, we should wait for the trials to be over to make any conclusions, and this goes for anyone. I've been live streaming for about an hour now. I've had no viewers. 73 minutes, no viewers. You know, I'm just getting more comfortable with this stuff, but if anyone does watch this, if anyone is at the end of this video, this is my second ever live stream. Thanks for tuning in. I will be getting better at this. I will be making videos on this stuff. Thank you.